PCSO. Kung malaki po ang benta ng PCSO, malaki po yung dividendo diyan, nagkakaroon po ng excess. So that's one. Number two, kung mayroon tayong mga bagong tax measures, for example, marami tayong na-implement ng mga tax measures last 19 Congress. So ngayon lang pinapatupad. So yung mga itong mga tax measures, ngayon lang ho natin mararamdaman yung mga bagong revenues niya. So itong bagong revenues, pwede pong gamitin to sa unprogrammed appropriations.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. President. Moving on, ito po ay texted the question sa akin mula pa po sa Dubai, mga OFWs natin. Natutuwa po sila, bagamat di po natutuwa ang gobyerno natin, syempre, ang laki na po ng ibinagsak ng piso sa dolyar. Sabi nga, our loss is their gain. Tanong po ng mga OFW, tataas pa po ba? Or hanggang kailan? Makaka-recover pa ba ang piso? Dinadasal-dasal po nila na sana hindi na raw po makarecover. What is your stand on this? Tatagal pa po ba ito? Aabot po ba tayo sa 60 pesos? Mr. Chair, Mr. President?
Well, ang currency fluctuation, marami pong factors yan. One of which yung interest rate sa Amerika. So kung bumaba po yung interest rates ho doon, marami hong gustong pumunta sa Amerika at nag-depreciate rin ho yung ating peso. So maraming factors yan. Pero pag nag-depreciate po ang peso, pabor po ito sa mga OFWs natin dahil mas malaki na re-remit nila. Pero this coming 2026, so ang forecast po for 2026 is between 55 to 58 pesos per dollar po ang estimate ng ating DBCC this coming assumptions this coming 2026. Kaso lang maraming caveat ho yan, no? Kasi maraming factors pagdating ng currency. That's one aspect na napakahirap po ma-predict dahil marami pong external factors.
So, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, are you saying hindi po inaasahan natin itong sudden drop ng piso? Hindi po natin napag-aralan o nabantayan na ito po ay babagsak at this time, at this point?
Well, sa atin ho, Mr. President, we practice a free market system. So hinahayaan natin yung peso na mag-fluctuate within a certain band. Pero kung talaga namang mataas ang fluctuation, nag-intervene rin po ang Bangko Sentral para ma-stabilize yung peso. But as much as possible, hinahayaan natin yung free market para mag-fluctuate po yung peso, Mr. President. Pero mayroon tayong reserves na more than 100 billion pesos, $100 billion. So we can use that to stabilize the pesos.
Sana naman, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, wag na muna natin magamit. We really need that. But anyway, my last question before I will turn the floor to my to my colleagues, Mr. Chair, and reserve my questions for a second round. Mr. Chair, hindi ba kaya makompensate daw ang pagbagsak ng piso sa dolyar sa dami naman ng remittance, lalo na you're looking forward this Christmas season? Will it affect?
Well, ini-estimate natin baka this coming Christmas it will appreciate because maraming ang papasok na remittances sa atin, so the demand will be bigger, no? So it's a demand and supply activity rin po. So kung mas marami pong remittance sa atin, baka tingin ko rin baka mag-appreciate rin ho siya. Isa rin po, sabi ni Secretary Recto, isa rin dahilan kaya rin mahina ang ating peso dahil ang tourism natin hindi pa tayo nakaka-recover from pre-pandemic levels. So kung maliit po ang turista, maliit po ang demand for the peso, humihina po yung ating peso. So it's really kulang po ng demand, no, sa ating currency dahil wala pong turista, exports rin ho natin ay medyo mahina. Pero like you said, no, dahil nga papasok na ang Pasko, may demand na ho ngayon ng peso, tingin natin baka mag-appreciate pa siya ng konti.
Okay, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, I'm sorry. May papahabol na po ako nakuha ng question. Dito po ba sa budget natin for one last question, 2026, meron po ba tayo nakalaan para sa debt servicing natin, pambayad po sa utang?
Meron po, meron tayong nakalaan for debt servicing. About 2 trillion ang naka-allocate natin sa debt servicing, both for interest payments and amortization po.
Magkano po ang total na debt po natin para po sa kapakanan ng ating mga viewers? How much do we owe external and internal debt?
Ang ating debt stock right now, Senator Erwin's about 17 trillion, of which 70% ay peso denominated and 30% is dollar denominated or foreign denominated.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you,
Mr. President. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po.
Joe DeLino. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, before I recognize it with the permission of Senator Pangilinan, I just want to follow up the question of Senator Erwin Tulfo with the permission of the chairperson. If it's okay with Senator Pangilinan, really quick. On the issue on the games, yung e-games, may factor ba nandiyan ang DepDep, the grandfather of DepDep, grandfather Balisacan, RC? We'd like to ask him, may correlation ba na pag-drop ng GDP because they're saying there's a drop in spending. The drop in spending could also be because naubos yung pera nila sa online gaming. Kasi we're attributing it to external factors like corruption, etc., etc. Pero parang hindi masyado, unless of course we slow down on our infrastructure spending because we have to stop the bleeding. So I think all the contracts in the government, of the government in the countryside was slowed down. But would it be a factor also on online gaming? I just want to ask that because I may ask for an answer and then I'll show something to the group.
Well, Mr. President, I was conferring with Secretary Balisacan. It's there's no effect to our consumption because it's a very small component versus our total household consumption. So very minimal effect. And at the same time, when you talk about household consumption, that's also considered part of consumption, Mr. President. So it transfers from one. You're consuming from one thing to the other thing, Mr. President.
Yes, pero di ba it makes sense that if the father of the pamilya spends his money on the online gaming and because he loses the money or he doesn't make that money, he loses it, he doesn't take his children to the mall, they don't buy anything, they don't go to Jollibee, bahay lang sila. There's a possibility that can actually be one of the reasons why the spending is down, right? Because your spending power is diminished if you lose online. And I'd like to just point to I haven't brought this out. This is the first time because I had this placed in the Pulse Asia survey. September 27 to 30. This is going to be the first time that I'm actually going to bring this out to the public. Noong September 27 to 30, napasama po ako ng rider question about banning online gambling. Nakalagay dito, how much do you agree or disagree with completely banning online gambling in the Philippines? Or yes, agree, strongly agree, and agree is 90%.
Taas, Mr. President.
90%. Cannot say if agree is 5% and disagree is 5%. So, ito po, all across to NCR, Balas Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao is agree. Yung NCR agree is 96%. Sa tingin ko, mukhang maraming ganito
wala
pamilya. Opo.
Yes, Senator, Majority Leader, wala talagang kaduda-duda na nakaka-apekto to sa ordinaryong mamayano natin. Marami rin ako nakakausap. I talk to a lot of our ordinary citizens and nakaka-apekto ho talaga ito sa kanila. No? Kaya hindi ko kaduda-duda na marami rin ho sa kanila ay gusto hong mas gusto maband o mas gusto rin ho nilang makitang mabigat ang regulasyon ho dito.
O kasi kung yan po ang posisyon ng gobyerno na highly regulated, dapat siguro gawin natin to parang sweepstakes. I think sang-ayon din si Secretary Ralph ito eh. We talked about it one time. Na there are betting stations na lang that they can buy their betting cards, scratch cards in these betting stations rather than the e-wallets. Kasi the e-wallets, pati sa mga barangay sa Bukidnon, of course, napapasama sila doon eh. Alit na nga ng income nila doon sa probinsya, lalo sa highly rural areas. Pag nawala pa nila yung income na yan, hindi na sila makabawi, hindi na makatayo. They're bound lalo na sa poverty. So we're hoping that the good senator from Palawan, Senator Erwin, could come up with proposals on the bills so that we can already fast track this. Because obviously, if you get that number of people, that means maraming galit talaga. They're affected.
Completely agree with you, Majority Leader. Ako rin personally, I see that on the ground. Tama ho kayo dahil yung mga mahirap pag na-addicted sila sa online gambling, domino effect eh. Affected yung family nila, affected yung pag-aaral, affected yung ibang mga kailangan nilang bayaran at napakahirap pong bumalik ulit dahil of course yung kanilang income hindi naman po ganun kalaki. So I totally agree with you na dapat tignan na talaga natin itong online gambling at kung paano po hindi ito kumalat sa mga mahirap nating at ordinaryong mamayan ho natin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We'd now like to recognize our good distinguished colleagues from Quezon City and Pampanga, Senator Kiko Pangilinan.
Senator Francis Pangilinan is recognized. Thank you, Mr. Senate President, and thank you, Majority Leader. For our second round, may we know if the good sponsor is willing to yield to a few questions?
Yes, Mr. President, I'll be more than happy to receive questions.
Yes, thank you. My first set of questions will focus on the rice tariffication measure and the current EO number 105 series of 2025. I understand that this amends the earlier EO on the percentage of tariffs to be imposed for rice imports. Tama po ba na beginning January 1, 2026, there will be a range of possible tariff imposition, anywhere between 15 to 35%.
Yes, Mr. President. Tama ho.
And my understanding also is that there is a formula that the rates will be adjusted by 5% points per 5% decrease in international rice prices. Is that correct? Beginning January 2026.
Yes, Mr. President, Secretary Balisacan told me that yes, it will be linked to international prices,
Yes.
but as we speak, they're crafting the guidelines on this mechanism, Mr. President.
Yes, and right now, I understand also that until the end of the year,
there is this ban.
Yes,
On
Mr. President, may ban ho until end of the year.
Yes,
Correct.
and because there is a ban, then and that's why I understand if the ban is lifted by first day of January, then the new tariff rates, depending on how it's computed, will take effect.